Hafaday and good morning, everyone. Welcome to the new Guam Congress building. I am Renee Meno, and I am the clerk of the legislature. Before we begin, just for housekeeping purposes, the public hearing balcony is available for additional seating. Second floor is accessible via stairway or elevator. Restrooms are located by the hallway. For specific accommodations, please notify legislative staff. Immediately after the reading of Resolution number 4834 LS, recognized groups will be directed to a senator who will present them with their resolution. We would like to ask everyone to stay after each group receives the resolution so we can take a group photo. And now, it is with great pleasure that I introduce the Honorable Regine Bisco-Lee, Senator and Legislative Secretary, to welcome you with welcome remarks.
Smasi Renee, and buenas and half a day, ladies. I know it's close to lunchtime. We're probably getting ready to eat. So one more time. Buenas and half a day. Beautiful. I would like to welcome and thank all of you for coming here today. And I'm just so excited to be here with my fellow legislators. To my left, Vice Speaker Therese Terlahi, Senator Joe San Agustin, Senator Talina Cruz Nelson, Senator Luis Borja Muña, and Senator Mary Camacho Torres. But this is really not about us. This is about you. So we want to thank you all the attendees here today who have taken time out of your very busy days to recognize the many contributions that women have made to our community. I see so many familiar faces, volunteers, civil servants, former legislators, businesswomen, community leaders. And on a personal note, I'd like to thank two of the strongest women and role models in my life, my grandmother, my Nana, Ellie Cavalbisco is here. And thank you. And my mother, Rosita Aguilo Mahoney, who's filming. I'd also like to extend a warm welcome to the Honorable Catherine Merriman, who's here, the Chief Justice. With her is Hannah Arroyo, the Clerk of the Supreme Court, and Danielle Rossetti, the Clerk of the Superior Court. Ladies, welcome. Former U.S. Attorney Alicia Limtiaco is here. Former Senator Carmen Kasperbauer. Public Auditor and former Senator Doris Flores Brooks. Former Senator Hope Cristobal. Former Senator and President of the Bank of Guam, Lou Leon Guerrero. And we'd also like to recognize former Senator and Director Sam Mabini, who's represented today by Deputy Director of the Department of Labor, Suda. We also are taking an active role in having our Youth Congress representatives shadow us. So shadowing the Vice Speaker is Vice Speaker of the Youth Congress, Keandra McDonald. I would like to thank the many women's organizations who contribute so much to our island, including the Guam Memorial Hospital Volunteers Association. They are in the house. We also have the Guam Businesswoman of the Year, so we want to recognize First Hawaiian Bank and the Guam Business Magazine Businesswoman of the Year program. The Guam Council of Women's Clubs. The Filipino Ladies Association of Guam. The Guam Girl Scouts Executive Director Melissa Fernandez is here. the Guam Women's Club. We've got a lot of organizations. Chinese Ladies Association of Guam. We have sister organizations, Seroptimus International of Guam and Seroptimus International of the Marianas. We want to recognize the First Ladies Regalu Foundation, the Guam Chamber Business Women's Network, Island Girl Power, I think Juanita Blas is here, and the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce. Thank you all. We all provide social services, organize community events, oversee our businesses, fundraise for those in need, raise and support our families, and work tirelessly to make all lives better. Now more than ever, when equality for women is under attack in so many places around the world, it is critical that we come together as women and as a people to honor the accomplishments of those who have come before us and remind ourselves of the integral role that women play in our community. This resolution is particularly meaningful for me, taking place both during Women's History Month and Mes Tomorrow, as we celebrate our heritage, our roots, our language, our families, and our culture. Ours is a matrilineal culture, and one that cannot survive without the accomplishments of women. Women lead during good times and bad. We roll up our sleeves, we don't make excuses, and we keep things going even when times are tough. Right, Joe? And we bring joy. We nurture and support our families and friends. Women make our community stronger. So once again, I'd like to thank the women and the men who are here today, and I hope that you leave today inspired by our community. Because when women run, whether it's running a business, running a household, running a community organization, or running for office, we ensure that everyone crosses the finish line. And now I'd like to ask our esteemed Committee Chair of Education, Senator Joe San Augustine, to read the beginning part of our resolution. Thank you, Joe.
Well, first of all, I'd like to the senators, my colleagues here told me, says, you're in the minority. I says, no, I'm not. I'm in the right group. This is the group that takes people for it. I got that right? Okay. Imina 34 y legislatura en Guam, 2017, first regular session. Resolution 48-34 LS, introduced by Senator Regina Besculi, Senator Therese Terlai, Senator Telina Cruz Nelson, Senator Mary Camacho Torres, and Senator Luis Bora Muña. Relative to observing and commemorating March 2017 as Women's History Month, a month to celebrate the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. Call for accelerated gender parity, acknowledge the extraordinary legacy of equality and progress built by courageous women who believe that the most basic human rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness belong to all people regardless of gender, age, race, or creed, and to further recognize and commending the great CHamoru and Guamanian women whose achievements and contributions paved the way towards progress and success for all.
Be it resolved by the Committee on Rules of Imina 34 na Legislatura en Guam, whereas Chamorro society was traditionally matrilineal, whereby land and resources were passed through maternal lines of inheritance, whereas women on Guam lead in all facets of society, in all the major professions and businesses, are politically engaged and active in the church and community, whereas it is without question that the course of history, the progress of nations, and the advancement of people throughout the world have been significantly influenced by the immeasurable courage of women who steadfastly believed in building an extraordinary world founded on principles of equality and opportunity for all. Whereas on March 8, 1980, President Jimmy Carter issued a presidential proclamation declaring the week of March 8 as the first National Women's History Week, honoring and recognizing the contributions of women throughout American history. And
whereas Congress designated the month of March 1987 as Women's History Month, and whereas since 1988, U.S. presidents have issued annual proclamations designating the month of March as Women's History Month, and whereas the United States Congress has recognized that women of every economic, social, and ethnic background have served as leaders in the forefront of every major progressive social change movement. And whereas the United States Congress has recognized that despite these contributions that have tremendously shaped the identity of our nation, the role of women in history and has been consistently overlooked and undervalued. And
whereas the Legislatura en Guam has passed numerous resolutions recognizing Women's History Month and International Women's Day, and whereas the equal rights and inherent human dignity of women are enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations, and whereas March 8th is recognized throughout the world as International Women's Day, a time for all people to celebrate the gifts of diversity while embracing the values of equality, and for women worldwide to continue contributing to social, economic, cultural, and political achievement. And whereas the United Nations recognizes International Women's Day as a time to reflect on progress mode, to call for change, and to celebrate acts of courage and determination by women who have played an extraordinary role in the history of their countries and communities. And
whereas progress towards gender parity has slowed in many places or reversed, and whereas there is urgency for women's organizations everywhere to stand firmly behind the principles of gender equality, and whereas equal rights, opportunities, and access to resources, equal sharing of responsibilities for the family by men and women, and whereas women's work is constantly being redefined, and today's women's work has the power to change the destiny of a family, a neighborhood, a village, our island, this nation, and our world, and whereas women's rights are human rights, now therefore be it
resolved that Imina 34 na Legislatura en Guam does hereby, on behalf of Legislatura en Guam and the people of Guam, observe and commemorate March 2017 as Women's History Month, a month to celebrate social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women, call for accelerated gender parity, acknowledge the extraordinary legacy of equality and progress built by courageous women who believe that the most basic human rights of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness belong to all people, regardless of gender, age, race, or creed, and to further recognize and commend the great CHamoru and Guamanian women whose achievements and contributions paved the way for progress and success for all. Be it resolved that the Speaker and the Chairperson of the Committee on Rules certify, and the Legislative Secretary attests to the adoption hereof, and copies of the same, therefore be transmitted to the volunteer leaders of all of the organizations gathered here today, and to First Lady Christine Calvo and the Honorable Edward J.B. Calvo y Magalohan Guahan, duly and regularly adopted by the Committee on Rules of Imina 34 na Legislatura en Guam on this day, March 15th, 2017. So just Masi, ladies, thank you so much. And now we'll have the groups come up.
Now I'd like to invite senators to their respective locations where they'll be presenting their resolutions to the respective recognized groups. Senator Sanagstein, please join Vice Speaker Terlahi up on the podium. Thank you, everybody. Okay. As I call your group, please come up and join their respective senator. welcome members of the Filipino Ladies Association of Guam to join Vice Speaker Therese Terlahi up on the podium to receive your resolution. I invite the Chinese Ladies Association of Guam to join Senator Regine Bisco Lee for their resolution. I don't think anyone's here. Okay. I call the Guam Women's Club to join Senator Regine Bisco Lee for their resolution. I invite the Guam Council of Women's Club to join Senator Talina Nelson for their resolution.
Members of multiple organizations, so if you want to just keep coming up, that's totally fine too.
I invite the Guam Council of Women's Club. Oh. I invite the Seroptimus International of Marianas to join Senator Mary Camacho Torres for their resolution presentation.
May I please have the members of the Guam Council come up?
Executive Board, but we'd like to call the past presidents, immediate past presidents, and the present presidents to come up for the Guam Council of Women's Club.
Yes.
I invite the Seroptimus International of Guam to join Senator Luis Borja Muña to receive their resolution. They'll join you. I invite the Guam Chamber Business Women's Network to join Vice Speaker Therese Terlahi and Senator Joe San Agustin for their resolution. They didn't come. I'll include the two of you. Mm-hmm. And I ask that the Guam Memorial Hospital Volunteer Association to join Senator Regine Bisco Lee and Senator Mary Torres to receive their resolution. Yes. No. Girl Scouts. Did I miss anybody? And I'd like to invite Ms. Melissa Fernandez to join Senator Luis Borja Muña to receive their resolution on behalf of Guam Girl Scouts.
Did you guys, did Sig and Sim?
Sig and Sim is with
Okay.
Regine, right?
American Association of University Women, AAUW. American Association of University Women, come on down.
hope I didn't miss any groups. If I did, please raise your hand, let me know. I don't think so. So as the ladies are still there, can I ask everyone to join us for a photo opportunity? Guam Girl Scouts is still. Oh.
Ask for the Guam Women's Chambers?
Yes. Yes. Can I get the Guam Women's Chamber of Commerce to join Senator Bisco Lee for their resolution presentation? Okay, she would join Senator. Yes. Senator's coming to you, Senator. Oh my goodness. We need a bigger. Yeah, where? Here? Thank you. One more time. Can I get the Regalo Foundation? Okay, the Regalo Foundation members to receive their resolution from Senator Mary Torres. Regalo Foundation representatives, please join Senator Mary Camacho Torres. And while the Regalo Foundation is receiving their resolution,
I just didn't hear.
I'll make sure you get that.
So who would have it?
Senator Lee.
Photos so that
Guam business. Is there an extra one on the table? Business Woman of the Year, Ms. Maureen Martisa joined Senator Nelson to receive her resolution. Yes, that's fine. Go ahead, Maureen. At this time, I'd like to invite all our current senators to the top of the podium. This is for our photo op. Can I get all the current senators to the top of the podium for picture taking? In the middle podium, can I get former senators and elected officials in the second podium? And can I get all the women's...
International Women's Club. I know the president.
They didn't... Can I get former senators and elected officials in the second podium for a photo op? Over this way, Senator. And then can I get all the women's group in the front of the podium here for a photo session? And I will definitely call you all the group as soon as we're done. Oh, for the international, the women's international. So all the groups, all the women's groups at the front of the podium, all senator-elects, and come on, ladies, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Senator Lee. Ladies, can I get the International Women's Club of Guam? Anybody from the International Women's Club of Guam? Just you? Women's Club of Guam? Okay, please join Senator. The International Women's Club of Guam. Yes, I did not forget. I apologize. All right. There's so many groups. I apologize. I won't miss it. Yeah. Microphone, yes.
Hello? Is this on? Hello, pink ladies. Can we have the pink ladies up to the podium? Is everyone up here? Okay, Adam? Okay, everybody's here? Okay.